Big breaking news coming in. This at a time when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on his way to Israel. NDTV can now confirm that the next big defense deal between the two countries is likely to be for 6 mid-air refueling aircraft for the IAF, the Indian Air Force. I have Shiv Arur, managing editor, joining me live. Shiv, if you can take us through these exclusive details.
Vedika, the Indian Air Force has for nearly 2 decades now, required new generation mid-air refueling aircraft, which are basically, large passenger jet style aircraft filled with fuel, which are capable, as these pictures suggest, of, connecting with fighters, helicopters, transport aircraft and refueling them, mid-air, which saves a lot of time, saves a lot of operational cost because these aircraft don't need to land to refuel, which was what they used to do earlier. Now, the Indian Air Force used to have refuelers, they still do, which came sometime in 2002. But since then, its role has expanded in a massive way. It has tried at least 3 times through the global market to actually get new generation mid-air refueling aircraft. But in October last year, in its 4th attempt, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Indian Air Force, the Indian government has finally been able to zero down with Israel. Israel's state-owned company IAI, which stands for Israeli Aerospace Industries, will be tying up with India's Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and it's very interesting what they're planning to do. It's an 8,000 crore deal which will be awarded sometime later this year, where 6 second-hand Boeing 767 aircraft will be refurbished and completely converted for this very specialized military tanker role, and then will be supplied to the Indian Air Force, where they can start using them as mid-air refuelers. These aircraft are extremely crucial because they basically allow fighter pilots and combat pilots to remain in the air and remain on mission for a much longer time. It gives Indian Air Force aircraft much longer legs. So in October last year, the Indian government had provided what is called acceptance of necessity, which basically clears the decks for negotiations towards awarding a contract with the Prime Minister in Israel. This deal will likely get a boost in terms of accelerating towards that finish line, because defense deals are very complicated. India, Israel have a large number of defense deals already on the table. The Indian Armed Forces already use a large number of Israeli weapons as well, including missiles and aircraft systems and things like that. But this is going to be one of the most crucial deals, because the Indian Air Force quite simply has waited 2 decades for something like this. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi's presence in Israel, the fact that it's 2 government-owned companies which will be partnering to make this a reality, makes this the next big thing on the table between the 2 countries.
The next big defense deal between the 2 countries is likely to be for 6 mid-air refueling aircraft for the Indian Air Force. That exclusive news break here with Shiv Arur on Breaking Ground. Shiv, thanks for joining me live on that breaking story. Remember, right at the top also, we broke another angle to this visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Israel, where, according to sources, and Aditya Rajkol broke that story for us here on Breaking Ground, India and Israel ties will be elevated to a special strategic partnership. We have our correspondents in Israel and across Delhi and other parts of the country to bring you the latest on that big visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Israel. He's on his way. He will be landing in a couple of hours, and we, of course, will continue our coverage on that big visit of Prime Minister Modi to Israel. Simply a short break, news and updates will continue. Thank you for staying with me on Breaking Ground.